Hello there and welcome to My Face. So my name is Wayne and in this video I'm going to be celebrating 250 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And as promised, I'm going to be revealing my face. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the history of Wimp. I'm going to be showing off my Stream Deck, which will explain some things that you may have noticed in some of the videos. None of you have ever mentioned, but it will explain some stuff. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about my situation. Now, first, I want to apologize for the quality of the recording. So my only choice is my 12-year-old Olympus VG170, which records in 720p. Now, I'm recording the video with that, but the sound on this microphone on my headset, hence why I've got the headset on. And that's because the microphone on the camera isn't brilliant. And as I move the camera around, it picks up that noise in the recording. So that's quite annoying. I do have a smartphone. It's only a Samsung Galaxy J7. It does have an SD card on it, but the operating system is so good that it doesn't tell me how big any of that is, how much it'll store in terms of video, whereas this camera, it has a timer on the back that tells me exactly how much it'll save. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about my situation, and here is my view out of the window. As you can see, I'm right on a busy road, which explains why you constantly are hearing sirens and loud exhausts in my videos. As you can also see, I'm surrounded by houses, and obviously most of them have kids, hence the screaming in some of the videos. Now, once these cyclists have gone past, there we go. So I'm going to zoom in over there. Now, you've heard me mention a few times that I live with my family. It's why I can't record after 10 o'clock. Now, my family is, of course, a euphemism for I live with my mother. You might think that's a bit weird for a 43-year-old, but the situation is because of my disability. I have mentioned in other videos, I have a thing called fibromyalgia, which is pain in the muscles and fibers of the body. It's quite fun. So, as you can see over there, the buildings behind that tree where all the cars are driving in front of are the shops. And the distance from there and back is basically as far as I can manage, and even then I have to keep stopping. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm here with my mum, because I can't actually leave this house, because I then won't be able to make it to shops. So there we go, that's the situation bit. Now, the history of Wimp I'm going to talk about now. So the origin of the name, I first called myself Wimp in a game for the PlayStation, the original, before there was a 1, called Destruction Derby 2. It was a racing crashing game, think Wreckfest but older. And in that game was a character called, an AI character called the Learner Driver. And he'd been programmed to drive rather shit, and hence the name. But I thought it would have been funny and ironic had he been one of the best drivers on the racetrack. So when I named myself Wimp, I called myself that because of the funny and irony, because I was one of the most aggressive drivers on the track, being an actual person against just AI, and, you know, a long time ago AI. So that's the origin of the name. It was ironic that the Wimp was the most aggressive driver. Now, when I was younger, I was in the Air Cadets. And, of course, I met people and became friends with some. And my best mate at the time ended up moving in with me at one point. So I'd moved out and moved in with my fiancée. We had a kid, so we had 2 bedrooms. She left, and therefore I had a spare room. So my best mate at the time became my housemate, moved into the spare room. And for my 21st birthday, I got a PC. And his cousin came round to install Ghost Recon on my PC just one day out of the blue. I'd never met him before, but he came round and installed it. And while I was deciding my name for Ghost Recon, I chose Wimp from Destruction Derby 2 because I thought, well, either I'm going to be really good and it's going to be ironic because you got your ass kicked by a wimp, or I'm going to be shit, in which case the name fits there as well. He's a wimp, so of course you're going to beat him. So that's the origin of Wimp as my online handle. Now, you've probably seen TruHunter tags in some of my names, especially the Hunter. Now, Ghost Recon, the cousin of my best mate at the time has become my current best mate. And he was in an online gaming clan called the TruHunter. They had formed to play Ghost Recon. They formed in December of 2001. I got my PC in 2002, and then I joined later on in that year. So that's that. That's why I have TruHunter tags in my name. The Hunter. Now, a little bit later on in the clan, the TruHunter clan, of course, lots of people joined. I got to meet lots of them, and of course, inevitably, some of them would have been whamming. And one of them, a Finnish girl, we hit it off with each other. Of course, that means I had a bit of an internet relationship, a bit of an internet romance. Now, we played other games together, other members of the clan, including me and her. One of them was 7 Days to Die. And as we were playing that, she asked me to go play the Hunter with her. Now, this might lose some subscribers. I apologize, but I don't agree with hunting IRL unless it's, a survival situation. So the game didn't really interest me, but she mentioned that there was the Hunter Primal, where you hunt dinosaurs. Well, that did kind of interest me. I can't remember exactly when Ark Survival Evolved was, but I think it was around about the same time, so it was interesting. The thing is that Primal you had to pay for. The Hunter at the time was subscription-based, but it was free to hunt mule deer. Now, the mechanics between the two games, the Hunter Mate and scanning the track domes, were identical. So I thought I would play the free game, the Hunter, to get used to how the mechanics work, to then go and play the dinosaur game. Of course, it turned out the dinosaur game wasn't very good, and I fell in love with the actual hunting game. Now, so at the time, a little bit of a funny story, I didn't agree with the payment model. Up till that point, games were all you buy it and then you can play it. It wasn't a case of you have to keep paying monthly to keep playing it. Pay. So I didn't really agree with that, and I certainly didn't agree with the whole you had to buy your weapons. But as I was researching it, I found a post on the Hunter forums where someone explained it's actually just like hunting in real life, where you have to pay a membership to your hunting club, and you have to go to the gun store and you buy your own guns. You don't get given them. And it was just after that it all made sense. And then, yeah, and the rest is basically history. Now I'm going to show you my Stream Deck, but I need to start a new recording for that. Right then, I turn the camera around to look at my computer. So that's my replacement keyboard for the one that died the other day. There's my my mouse. Now, ignore that. I needed to raise my monitor up off the desk in order to be eye level for some of the eye tracking games. Oh, and there's the bell. It's a Dad's Army bell. Don't panic. Right, now this is what I wanted to show off, is my Stream Deck. Now, this was bought to me for as a Christmas present by my current best mate, the one who came round and installed Ghost Recon. So this is awesome. If you're watching, thank you very much. I know I've said it multiple times, but it is great. So there is the Hunter button, and this is why I can access information so quickly. So we have some buttons here There's some backup controls, which those of you who saw the video where my keyboard died the very first time, after I had pressed auto walk in the game and I was stuck walking around in circles at the golden tree stand of Settler Creeks. Yeah, so I've now got emergency buttons. I've got escape and stuff, and I can. So what happened was I had shot an animal and I was walking towards it, and then the keyboard died, so I couldn't harvest the thing because I couldn't. Oh, or could I? There was some issue with there was a dead animal that I couldn't do, and I can't remember why, because the mouse is used to harvest, but maybe I didn't have my hunter mate out, but I think I did. Oh well. So when I host a server, I've got a button that types in the name automatically. I have some quick links to some to some something. I think it's things on the website. Scores. Oh yeah, they've been deleted, so I don't need that anymore. Right. So I've got a button to the website. Siren! Look, there's a siren in real time, an actual siren. It wouldn't be a Wimp video without a siren, would it? Right, so a button that takes me to the website. If I press that, the website will open. Oh, no, sorry. It'll open a new folder. There you go. It'll open a new folder with multiple website buttons. So the forums, you just about make that out. Home and leaderboards is the next one. There's a button for the store. Blah, 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 whatever. Then there's a button for the wiki. Again, there are multiple folders in here. There's the home button that just takes me to the wiki itself. There's one for clothing, so I can see which camo I need. Ammo is the permitted ammo, sites and species. This is more folders, so I can go to... not only does each one list what my primary reserve for those species are, but if I press one, it'll open up the wiki page for that species. Hang on, that folder's in the way. So there you go, that's the fallow deer button that I just pressed. Now, here's the page that I'm normally on. We click on EHR, and then there's one button for each of the reserves. So when I'm on a reserve, I'll press that button, and this is why I can access information so quickly about my PBs. We have a button here that when I'm hosting a server, I can type in the description of the server based on the reserve I'm on. When people ask me what the flags are for, I can press that button and it types a message. That's just a, what's it called, a key. So there are colors in the top corners, sometimes in the bottom corner as well. This just tells me what those colors mean. And as you can see, can you focus? It's a bit blurry. So I have my personal best at the top, my target underneath if there is one, although that one is slightly different because it's a piebald version. And then underneath is the highest one that was on the leaderboard at the time that I made those buttons. Of course, I have my record button as well. There's one on each reserve, so it doesn't matter which reserve I'm on, I've always got a record button. But there you go, that's the Hunter, and how I can always tell what my personal bests are. Empyrean isn't much there, unfortunately. There isn't really much to lend itself to the Stream Deck. But although I have no videos showing these games, I do want to show off some of the others. So this is American Truck Simulator. It's a bit of a dashboard. Most of those buttons I made myself, or the images. So this one is the start engine. I probably shouldn't be pressing this. I mean, it's YouTube. Hang on, give me a sec. I'm just going to open a thing, a text file. So that one does something. Yeah, it's been a little while since I played American Truck Simulator, so I can't remember exactly what these do, but I think that changes the zoom level or the lighting on the dashboard, I think, and that's the zoom level of the map. Locks to differentials. There's the CB button, hazard beacons, hazard lights, windscreen wipers, up and down. This is the retardation limiter, speed limiter thing, I think. This is that's turn on and off cruise control, and that's increase and decrease the cruise control set speed. And then this one here is Elite Dangerous. This one I'm particularly proud of. So when I'm flying different ships, I have different buttons for them. So they're grouped in the category of which class of ship. They are releasing more, so I need to do some more. As you can probably tell, the Asp Explorer is my favorite. That's how many I have. Actually, I think the Cheyenne down here isn't yet built, but it was going to be my next ship. And then when I go into that, I have a little bit of a HUD. So this button sets my ship up to less than 100 meters per second for when I'm docking and undocking. We have a HUD mode button that changes what the HUD is. We have the landing. No, that's the cargo scoop. That's the weapons, headlights, and then night vision. I've actually done. You might not be able to see it. Can I see it? There. Yeah, I actually animated that button because on the HUD of the game, it is animated as well. So I'm quite proud of these, but again, I've not played this on camera. Shame. Anything else to show you? Not really. Not on there, anyway. Right, so now I'm going to go to the desktop camera because I am recording, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to talk a little bit about my YouTube channel, and then that'll be basically the end. So I'll see you in a sec. Here we are then on my YouTube channel. So ignore that. I'm obviously recording it slightly early just so that it's ready for when it happens. Okay. Right, so the first videos on my YouTube channel weren't really put up there for YouTube viewers to view. So they were up here for other clan members. I was mentioning I was in the Tutu Sass clan, Tutu Sass. So originally they were there for other people, you know, because it was relevant to something we were talking about. So they were put up for that reason. They have been renamed since. That's why my name is in them. Originally it wasn't labeled Tutu Sass Wimp. So technically this one came first. But I think it took longer to upload than that one or something. So there was a pheasant mission, shoot an airborne pheasant with a bow. And in Minecraft, there are bats. And I did this. Actually, I was streaming this on Twitch. And this is a clip from the Twitch stream. And then I did something similar in Minecraft. So there were 3 of us playing together in Minecraft, and we were all Twitch streaming, and we had each other's stream open on our screens so that we could see what each other were doing. And yeah, this is a clip where I shot a bat with a bow. This was a bullshit zombie pigman death. Yeah, that was fun. A little bit of Space Engineers, so we opened up a server and were just mecking around on it, and one of the guys, Wormy, who has appeared in other videos, had spawned in something called an escape pod. It only had forward thrusters, so he was trying to land on the pad that we were building, or actually I think the pad is like a tutorial base, I think it is. and he was trying to land it with just forward thrusters, and hilarity ensued. That was funny. As you can see, I did upload some Elite Dangerous stuff. There's the first proper TheHunter one. I was just sort of testing the water, really, but oh no, I was showing a friend what the game was like. That's what it was. So there we go. Now we get to here. Again, all of this Elite Dangerous stuff was for other clan members to watch. I had noticed in TheHunter that Canadian geese were spawning less and were flying over less and were breaking less in multiplayer than they were in single player. I complained and they said I needed evidence, so I collected evidence, and I collected a lot of evidence. I wonder, have I still kept it? Yes. So here we go. Not sure what to actually show you, but lots and lots of evidence I collected. So I passed it on, including all of this. I wrote up what it, because they didn't believe me. So I collected everything. Took me lots and lots of time, weeks, I think, weeks of listening to Canadian geese over and over again, day after day. And in a couple of the videos that I was recording the evidence, my mate Wormy was joining in. It's the same Wormy as was crashing the escape pod. Oh, and Maz, by the way, is the best mate who gave me the Stream Deck for Christmas and installed Ghost Recon on my PC. That's the same guy. So those weren't really, again, for YouTube. They were basically for us. I was basically sharing what I was recording with Wormy. Now, here's the conclusion. You can pause the video if you would like to see what that was all about. Yeah. So I basically complained, oh, I think I discovered something else as well while I was collecting the evidence, that there was another problem, and I can't remember what it was, but it's written in here somewhere. And of course, Expansive World said we can't replicate the issue, and that was the end of that. So I spent months hunting Canadian geese, collecting screenshots and videos of, how infrequently they were flying over. Oh, I think the thing I discovered was that after a quarter of an hour, there are less flocks than in the first quarter of an hour, I think, something like that. So that's why those videos are there. Now, this was the first video that I did for the builds, the Imperium builds on the workshop. So at some point along here, we will get to a civilian gunship, which I haven't refitted yet. It's based on that one, so it'll be on the next page, I think. Nope. I assumed it would have been. No? Blimey. There it is. So it's basically the equivalent of an AC-130 Spectre gunship. It has guns down the one side, and you use it to fly circles around an enemy base on the ground. And I wanted to demonstrate that, so I recorded a video for the purpose of linking on the workshop page. So that's why that one's there. And then this one is the first video that I actually made as a YouTube video for people for anyone, for strangers to see. It's a base of my Subnautica, it's a tour of my Subnautica base. Then we have these videos. So the same three of us, actually, myself, Maz and Wormy, went and joined a GTA 5 5M server called Cloud City Role Play, I became a paramedic. Now, one of the rules of the server was you had to be always recording, so that when other people broke the rules, you had evidence of it. So there was rules against just shooting people at random, other players, I mean. So if that happened, you would have a recording. And of course, some of them were worthy, I thought, of uploading, especially this one. So because of the way it was programmed in order to work as a multiplayer thing, when you went into your homes, although we were invisible to each other, you could see things like doors moving and stuff. And me and Wormy were playing hide and seek one night. That was quite funny. Then, of course, we get into all of the building of videos. So these two are actually tours of Space Engineers ships. Now, in case you care, I don't like Space Engineers all that much. I prefer Empyrean because I'm a builder. Now, Space Engineers doesn't really do survival much better either because you don't have food and drink. It's a bit meh, in my opinion. So that's why, but I play it with them. So Maz and Wormy and another guy, Silver, he plays with us. In fact, he plays mostly Space Engineers, so occasionally we'll go and play that with him. And then I started to do the videos for, again, the Empyrean builds to link on the workshop, as I just showed you with the one further up, the gunship. And then we get to here. And this one is rather important. So I wasn't recording anything in American Truck Simulator. I was just playing it. In fact, I was playing it with the same people, Maz, Wormy, Silver. And this thing happened where the AI traffic were all coming into the same parking lot that I was in and just driving round and round, and they were never leaving. So, of course, it was constantly filling up with more. And here's where the actual start of my YouTube channel as an actual channel began. So because he had seen the ones further up with where I was experimenting on the Canada geese and I had Wormy, you might not know this. This is why I'm explaining it. It's all about the history of the channel. Binky the Hunter, I had no idea he was watching any of my stuff, suddenly commented, "Why don't you do the Hunter Classic videos anymore?" Oh, and he subscribed to me. So, in response to that comment from Binky the Hunter, by the way, buddy, I wish you'd do more content. I obviously, you know, we've spoken about it and I understand that you're not doing it anymore, and that's obviously fine, but I do miss it, so I wish you would. That doesn't mean you have to, but I wish you would. So it was after he posted that I was like, well, I was planning to, and you may have read it in my response to him, I was planning to do a YouTube channel proper at some point anyway. So I started then. And as you can see, this, I think, was actually 1 or 2 days later. I just decided, well, I'm doing the Bushrangers Run travel missions. I might as well just start recording now. And the rest, as you can see, is history. And as you can see, I played around with the thumbnail a little bit. So it took me 3 thumbnails to come up with the orange triangle in the corner with my name on it. And then you'll notice the Hunter Classic logo moving around until eventually I decide I'll keep it in the same spot unless the thumbnail requires it to be moved, like here. And there you go. The rest, as they say, is history. So there we go. Yes. So, to my 250 subscribers, again, I've started early just to get it ready. Thank you very much. for subscribing to me and taking an interest in my content. I hope you find this one interesting, at least, where I talk about me and the history of me. You probably know from watching my videos I tend not to talk about myself very much. I don't find myself particularly interesting, so I don't talk about myself all that much. I also, again, you probably have noticed, I'm not the kind of YouTuber who asks for subscribers and likes and comments and things, so I do appreciate the fact that you have all subscribed to me and you comment on some of my videos without me even asking for. I might lose one or two for saying this, but it actually does bug me when YouTubers ask for these things, because it almost seems like these content creators want the liked videos list to be exactly the same as your history list, and it's not really supposed to be. I do appreciate those of you who like my videos. Thank you. It does help. But that's one of the reasons I don't ask, is because I don't agree that your liked videos list needs to be the same as your history list. I also don't agree that every single YouTube channel you come across you have to subscribe immediately on their first video, whereas it seems that that's what they kind of want. It's a bit, no. But there you go. Right, I think I've done waffling. You'll be happy to hear. There's the bell again. The Dad's Army bell. Don't panic. Right, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you got some enjoyment out of this one. Especially my face. You got to see how pretty I am with my long hippie hair. And hopefully I will see you in another video. And also hopefully 1,000 subscribers will come along at some point. So I've changed my description. That's what I'm planning at the moment. That will change because some of this is to be determined. But there you go. Hopefully 1,000 is on the horizon. So thank you again and goodbye.